In this video, we're testing out the brand new ESC from Furitek. This is the Slidetech Pro. They took an already kind of game-changing, really high-performing ESC, and they made it even better. They fixed its like one fatal flaw, and that is what we're going to be looking at today. I'm going to be showing you what all comes in the box when you buy it. I'm going to install it here on my Sakura D6. I'm going to compare it to the previous Slidetech, and then we're going to give it a shot. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Troy. This is RoadsideRC. You'll tend to find me bashing or crawling or drifting or racing, plus doing product review videos and how-tos. Let's get started by showing you what all you get when you buy this. The ESC itself is here. It comes in this fancy dandy box. It kind of has the little bullet plugs to help you hook it to the motor, along with a double-sided adhesive in order to mount the ESC. It also comes with a basic electronics quick start guide, with also a notification, of course, that you can get everything through the Furitek app. This, and the purple one here, is the previous standard Slidetech ESC, and the red one here is the Pro. Should be helpful there so you can see the differences between them. Now, form, function on the top, how the wires come out, all that looks very, very similar. On this side, the sensor wire plus the wire that goes to the receiver both come out of the same. On this side, you can tell they've done some differences. The LCD is different, but then fan port is moved over, telemetry here. We've lost that little LED function. But the biggest two changes from the form function is one, the capacitor. It had this massive capacitor on it before, and now they've gone to just this single. I'm guessing that they found that they didn't need this much, and then trying to find out a way to mount all this was kind of a pain. So this single one should almost be able to just be zip tied up and ignored. So that's kind of nice. The biggest thing that you will notice is I had to make this little mounting bracket, which I think it's almost permanently mounted to. It had a hole cut in the bottom here where air was to let out in order to help with cooling. What we have in that place is we have a big fan with a little standoff bracket and the ability to easily mount it with this carbon fiber plate. This is, I believe, fixing the Achilles heel of this Slidetech ESC. I was really happy with this Slidetech, actually. I really enjoyed it, but on a hot day, it would overheat. I kept thinking that it was just super powerful and it was sucking my batteries down that fast, but no, my batteries, it turns out, weren't really dead. It was just that it was going into like an overheat mode. This fan, I expect, will be completely solving the only issue that this thing had. So this had this little roller button here, and that's how you went through all the menus. I actually really liked that. There was a lot of people that were concerned that that would break or go bad. I didn't have that problem. I'm noticing it's been replaced with just a simple push button here, so that should be very durable. As for the installation of it, should be rather straightforward. Unlike having to make a bracket like I did on the prior model, we're just going to use that double-sided adhesive and mount it right here to the ESC bracket from the car. Plug in the receiver wire into channel 2. The 3 wires labeled A, B, and C need to go back to the motor, and we have the little bullets here that we can solder onto them so that they can go into the quick release back here. Power wires, I need to find some bullets, and we're gonna wire those over and get some bullets, cut all these to the right length so that they can connect into the battery appropriately. Sensor wire is already plugged into the motor. It just needs to get plugged into the ESC over here on the side. So we have everything hooked up, wires soldered in and plugged into the motor, sensor wire plugged in, receiver wire plugged in. Kick on. This is the FlySky G11P, and then it should be a 1-button push here to turn on. I'm gonna hold just in case its ESC is not calibrated, just in case it tries to run away. So it does a pre-run safety scan, and one of the things it says is since it's censored, it wants you to turn the motor so that it can detect where it is. Awesome. Easy enough. With that done, it turns on. Now we need to calibrate the ESC to the controller and all that kind of thing, but I'm going to see just right off. So we have our super fancy screen here with our RPM readout and all of that. So I am going to fire up the Furitek app now and connect it into the ESC, and that way we can do all the calibration settings and everything like that. I have connected in here, and first look, we can see telemetry, we can see running modes, forward, reverse with brake, voltage cutoff. We do want the voltage cutoff, 0.5, so I'm going to change that. Can do the motor rotation, startup power, max forward, max reverse, max brake, all that seems completely fine. Throttle here, we want to calibrate, so we're going to click calibrate. Do you want to start? Yes. To set 0 speed, click OK. Set max speed, so we're going to hold the throttle over here on the controller, then click OK. Max brake. Yes, we want to say. There we go. Great. Now we can make sure that we actually hit all of those. Brake frequency, reverse delays, drive frequencies only at 24,000. This thing does have the ability to go up to 64,000. When I tested this with the prior version of this ESC, once you got past 24 or 32, I couldn't tell the difference. So I'm going to set it to 48. We're going to leave it there. We have a punch, we have a neutral brake, we have a cutoff RPM. If we have the rev limiter, which I have the rev limiter off, I don't actually like that. There's that. Throttle curve, as of right now, is just a straight line. But this is, of course, one of the ones that you can absolutely set the individual points here. It's really nice. This is a tuning point that I'll get to a little bit later. I will numb out the throttle on this a little bit. All right, we want boost and we want turbo. So boost, 30 degrees, that's a lot. That's a lot of boost. Let's pull that down to something like a 15. Starting at 5, ending at 20 is pretty good. We already saw that the motor went from 0 to 30 without any timing in it. So yeah, this boost will come in pretty early that way. With turbo, I'm going to up the turbo. So we're going to go to 20 degrees turbo, delay 0. I don't want any delays. See if it has a 0. All right. Increase turbo rate, really high. Decrease turbo rate, that is good. We have all the basics set here. If we go now, it's only a simple click. Look at that, we can still go sideways and you can go into the different screen settings right here. Isn't that cool? So if you don't want to deal with the Furitek app, which honestly actually works really well, so I don't see why you would want to not deal with it. But if you don't want to deal with it, then you can still click sideways here, and you can still go through so many of the settings. Then if we go back to this main screen, if we click up, look at that, we can get different views. I like that. Oh, I can see ESC temperature over time, motor temperature, battery voltage. Oh, look at this stuff I can see. Oh, that's pretty sweet. And yeah, you just go through the different views of what you can see. That is pretty dang sweet all through this. I have my in-laws dog with me, chasing me around today. That'll be fun. We have a guest on the channel. So of course throttle modulation is really good. Gotta watch my new clipping point there. I think the only thing I can see immediately is I don't have that throttle curve in there. So even at very low throttles, I've got a lot of power. But it's fun to hit the turbo. It makes a very kind of unusual sound there with the turbo. Sounds I don't know what that sound is. I want to say it's almost like Transformer-ish or something. It's almost like it's a different sound when it hits turbo and boost. But easy to modulate, even trying to get out of that turbo and boost. Easy to control. Yeah, that feels good. I'm very happy with that. Now, one of the things I really wanted to know is after running it and playing in the boost and everything there in the turbo, ESC has some temperature to it, barely warm, but it's not much warmer than, I'm going to say, ambient. So that fan below it is doing the exact job that it is needed for. The old ESC really needed that fan. This one now has it, but this one, if you haven't bought one, this is honestly a very capable ESC. I love the fact it seems kind of like the price is steep at first, but once you realize that it comes with the Bluetooth and everything in it, the app is free. You don't have to pay for a whole separate programmer or anything like that. It makes the price much more reasonable. The little screen and everything here is just amazing. So really good. It is an updated, improved version of the previous Slidetech. Previous Slidetech honestly does everything you're ever going to want a drift ESC to do. This one does it with a fan mount and a different way of mounting and a little bit, some other couple additional features like that. So 10 out of 10 can recommend it. Yes, the price seems a little steep at first, but when you look at the programmer and everything built in, it's somewhat reasonable in the RC drift world. If you are interested in this one, I will have a link to it down in the video description where you can pick it up. If you're curious about other ESCs that I would compare it to, then there will be a playlist popping up over here to your right, and all of that information will be in there, and I hope to see you in one of those videos. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.